Hello, YouTube Nation. This is Brian with Vermillion Enterprises. It's January 31st, 2026, and I thought we'd do something a little different, a little exciting for the group out there. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Got a box of coins from our friends at NGC in the mail today, and I thought we'd open it up together and see what we got. I actually already know what's in there because I sent it in. But if you know me or followed us at all here on Vermillion Enterprises in on the YouTubes, if you will, you would know that I am not a major believer in grading modern bullion products, but this is probably 2, maybe 3 months ago now, because I sent these off. Yeah, it's probably about right, because I sent these off then, and we just literally got them back today, January 31st, 2026. So these probably went out end of November, beginning of December, I'm guessing. And so literally got them back today. I got 2 original bank rolls of 1985 Mexican Onzas and Libertads. And so I thought, what the heck, let's send them out to NGC. Never done anything like that before. And let's just see how they come back and if it was actually worth doing or not. And I really know very little about that market. And so I'll leave it up to you guys and gals. We'll open this box together. We'll run through the grades that we got on 2 rolls of original 1985 Libertads. And you tell me whether we did good or we just didn't do anything at all with it, given that the price of silver and the grading fees. So I don't know. I thought it was a good experiment to do, and maybe a fun experiment to do. And I thought I'd share that with you guys and gals. So without further ado, let's open up this box. There's 40 1-ounce 1985 silver Libertads in here. And that is it. So it'll be a pretty quick reveal, and we'll see how we did. All right, let's check this out. Here's our box. The good people at NGC really do a great job of securely packaging it for transport. And so we're going to take our time and securely open this so we don't damage the coins on the inside. Hopefully this comes out for you guys and gals. All right. Taking my time with it, not putting too much pressure on it. A little bit further inside there. I don't want to just go all the way in and nick a slab. There we go. There is that. So that is what it looks like when you get 40 coins back. Let's see here. I'll show you this, make sure there's no, pertinent information. So the cost on getting these graded was, hopefully that's coming in, $745 to get these 40 coins graded. At the market price right now, silver is $85.15. So 40 times 85.15, that's $3,406 just in the intrinsic form of silver. And then it cost me $745 to grade this. So I have $4,151 in this, if you will. If you add the intrinsic value of silver plus the grading fees into it, that's what we got to get to value-wise just to break even on the deal, if that makes sense mentally. Now, I bought these coins at least 2 months ago. So obviously the price of silver was substantially less compared to what it is today. So at the end of the day, it may not even been worth getting these graded. I really don't know. So let's run through these real quick. You guys and gals out there, you know better on this market than I do with the Libertads. You tell me whether it was actually made sense to get graded or not. All right, you ready? Let's do it. So we got a MS65. These are all the same coins, 1985 ounces, all right? So we got 165. We got another 65, so that's 2. We got a 64, an MS64, so that's one of those. We got an MS66 with some toning. That's pretty cool. So 166. We got another 66. We got another 66. So I guess that's good. I don't know. You guys tell me. Another 66. These definitely do not grade like American Silver Eagles do. That is for sure. Another 66. There you go. Okay, there we go. Another 66. Another 65. So MS65 there. Here's another MS64. Got some darker toning on this one. Let's see here. Here's another 66. Some of you may not be familiar with the reverse of these coins look like. There you go. Get the bald eagle getting a snake there. That's what the reverse looks like. All right, so that's what is that? That's a 66. We got another 66 here. Another 66. Here's another 66. So we got 64s, 65s, and 66s so far. Here's another 65. And we'll get these out into our trays over the next week or two here in the shop if you're interested in purchasing any of these. Here's another 65. So pretty cool. Got some box dust on there. All right. Here is another 65. So I'm assuming these are all pretty common grades for this specific coin. Here's another 66. So it's all been 65s and 66s with a couple 64s so far. Here's another 66. Another 65. Well, so far a little bit more 66s and 65s. There's another 65. Another one. 65s are catching up here. Another 65. Here's another 66. And we'll get a final count on this here in a second. Here's another 65. Here's another 65. There's another 66. Another 66. And it looks like 66s are pulling ahead again. There's another 66. Is there any difference in price point between MS64s, 65s, and 66s on this coin, especially when silver's at $85 an ounce? I don't know. You tell us, guys and gals, in the comments section. Here's another 65. Here is another 65 coming in all right. Lots of lint from the box on there. 65s are catching back up, folks. Here's another 65. Looks like the net average on this box is going to be between 65 and 66. There's another 65. Or this is 66. Oh, MS66 there. All right. We got, what, 6 more to go here. Here's another 66. Everyone's asking me, do you got Libertads? You got Libertads? Sure. Here's another MS65. Well, this is pretty dead even between 65s and 66s. Oh, there we go. We got MS67. Does that do anything value-wise? I really don't know. But we got one MS67 so far. 2 MS64s, a bunch of 65s, a bunch of 66s, and now one MS67. All right. If you're not sure what MS means, that means mint state. It means uncirculated. All right. Another 66. Another 65. Pretty even between the two. And one last coin here. Another 66. All right. So there's our stack there. Let's see how many we got. There's 4, 5. Let's see here. I'm just putting these in stacks of 5 based on their grade. You know, my camera work here sucks. So we got 20 MS66s. So that is definitely the majority of the grade. We got one MS67, two MS64s, and then that means what? 17 MS65s. All right, how'd I do, guys? Was it worth it or was it not worth it at all? This is my really first in-depth experiment with getting modern bullion products graded. Tell me how I did. Did we do well, or did we just not really just spin our wheels? Hey, you guys and gals, have a great day. We'll talk with you later. Leave us comments in the comments section. Tell me how I did on this deal. Thank you. Enjoy your day.